Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? How was the weekend? Okay, today is Monday, July 6th, 2026, and we are going to start analyzing MNQ or NQ right away without wasting any time. We still have another 15 minutes before we put in any trade. So let's analyze MNQ quickly. Okay. So as we can see, this is weekly time frame. As we can see, price is currently just range bound, going up, coming down, going up, coming down. One thing is worth notice, which is watch this high, watch this low, and watch this lower high. Higher chance that it might go to make another low or tap into this fair value gap again. Okay. But this previous week, there is almost no wick here, will which which could become a great draw on liquidity or sell side. Okay, so before that, let's just mark the levels. This is previous week high, this is previous week's low. Okay, now let's see what is the previous week high. 3600, mark that correctly, and previous week's low is 29,274, exactly at 29,274. Okay, 29,274. This is weekly low. So this is last week's range, and we can see that last from couple of weeks price has been just range bound. Okay, let's move to daily time frame. Let's mark previous day's high and previous day's low. So what is previous day's high? 30,319.75, and previous day's low is 29,328.50. 328.50. So this is the range that we are dealing with. Price is currently inside the previous day's range. So on daily time frame, what can we see? As I said, like there was no liquidity sweep here, which means that this becomes a good draw on liquidity, sell side liquidity. This will be, and here there's a liquidity sweep, V-shape rejection, and it went up higher. But watch this, there is almost no wick here, which could become a good target or good draw on liquidity. Let's move to 4-hour time frame. What do we have on a 4-hour time frame? Okay, had liquidity sweep, V-shape rejection, and coming out of it we got a V-shape rejection as well. So this is the 4-hour fair value gap that we had, 4-hour bearish fair value gap. But as you can see, price consistently closed green on 4-hour time frame and closed above the bearish fair value gap. At this point there's nothing much we can say. There is a BPR here and here as well. So this whole range is 4-hour balanced price range. So what is a balanced price range? When we have a bearish fair value gap overlapping a bullish fair value gap, or bullish fair value gap overlapping bearish fair value gap, that area is called as balanced price range. Now watch this. There's a bearish fair value gap starting from here to here, and in that we have VPR starting from here. We have bullish fair value gap here, here, and here. Okay, we can also see that there is this inversion here. Means if price wants, price can continue to move lower as well. But there are mixed signals on 4-hour time frame. Weekly time frame is also consolidating, hence we'll have to look into smaller time frames for better point of view of small trends. No continuations are being expected from me. Okay, let's move to 1-hour time frame. What do we have here? We can see V-shaped reaction. Then it continuously moved higher, higher and higher, and then came down, pulled back. Now it's moving up again. I can see a small liquidity sweep V-shaped rejection on 1-hour time frame. Let's see what's happening on 15-minute time frame. 1 hour seems slightly bullish, where this will be the draw on liquidity 29,683.25. We still have 8 minutes before we can put in any trade, and we have news at 9:45, which is US S&P Services PMI final. Also at 10 we have US ISM Services PMI. So that is what we have as of right now. With this, multiple equal highs here, good draw on liquidity. There is this SMT here. There is this SMT here, which is also draw on liquidity. So Asia session low is here. Asia session low is at 29,683.25. That is a sell side liquidity for me. And what does multiple equal highs? Now that is going to be a buy side liquidity for me. Okay, Asia session is Asia session high is also very close. It's just 5 points from buy side liquidity. What happened right now? We got Asia London session high got taken out. We got closure above that, and price is now coming down. Sell side liquidity, which would be the low of this candle is 29,755, low of this candle is 29,754.50. That is exactly right here. So now if we want to take any long ideas, we want to wait until price takes out this liquidity and moves up higher, or if you want to take any short opportunities, we want to look for price above this. Higher time frame is a little confusing, as I said. 4-hour watch this, none of the fair value gaps. Like this fair value gap got inverse, this fair value gap got inverse, this BPR is holding, but then I did not get to see the good, great reaction out of it. Still weak with this doji and this small green candle, but we cannot ignore the level just because we did not get good good strength, good movement out of it. I'm gonna wait. Today is Monday, higher probability that market will drop. We have news at 9:45 that might move the market. Looking at this chop range, look at this. Fast move down, slow movement up, 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 up. So this is almost like ladder up, elevator down. It's like consolidation, or this is expansion line, and this is what is a pullback. But as of right now, we do not we do not have any level of interest. I'm not interested in taking shots in this fair value gap, 15-minute fair value gap. The simple reason is there are multiple candle highs right here. They are stacked here, which becomes a which becomes a magnet for price to come to. I'm not taking longs here because price is very slow. Price is very slow moving when it's moving up higher. Okay. Let's move to 1 minute time frame. Let's move to 1 minute time frame. What do we have? CVD is bearish. Sorry, CVD is positive 87k. At peak it was 92k, which is good. Buyers are here. CVD has been bullish all day long since yesterday, this week's market open, or Sunday 6 p.m. This is a good indication for bulls. So as of right now on 15-minute time frame, we will be waiting for these equal highs as well. So I'm gonna mark these equal highs here as a buy side liquidity, which is at 93.25. Yeah, perfect. If we get to see a price closing above this, or a 15-minute candle close above this, and we got a V-shaped reaction out of it, then we'll be looking to take the market short. As of right now, we do not have any level of interest and we do not have any signal. So this is part of trading, being patient. Yeah, patience. First thing is patience. We have to wait for the setup. We have to wait until price meets each criteria of our system. And in our system, what do we have? We need three things to get into any trade, which is number one is level of interest. Number one is level of interest. That could be session high low liquidity or swing high low liquidity, or internal liquidity such as fair value gap, order block, or breaker block. Level of interest. Once we get the level of interest, then we are looking for signal on that level of interest. So what is our signal? We need to wait for liquidity sweep on 1 minute time frame. We need V-shaped rejection out of it, and we need order block tap, fair value gap, IFEG, or breaker block tap. We need four things. We need one out of four things for us to enter into any trade. And once we enter the trade, we have to manage our risk before entering the trade. We have our risk fixed at $500 per trade. Once we are into the trade, okay, before that we are also looking for CVD signal. CVD should be supporting, either it should be converging or diverging. That we'll see. We must see volume supporting our signal in order to gauge the strength of the signal. If we have a weak signal, we'll try to avoid that, but if we have a strong signal, we will enter that trade and We'll wait for what price does. It can give us TP or it can give us stop loss. Two things. At all point, because price did not close above this buy side liquidity on 15-minute time frame, I'm most likely to avoid this short. So I'm going to wait for this short. I'm going to wait for 15-minute time frame to close above this 15-minute candle to close above this, and then give us a good signal for short. Then we can enter into short. Until then, you have to be patient. Even if it gives me liquidity sweep and V-shaped rejection out of here, I'm not going to enter into that trade simply because I still did not get a 15-minute candle closure above this. We have to wait. We have to wait for the next 12 minutes in order to enter into any trade. And remember this. This is part of trading. This is part of trading. Waiting for everything to align as per your system. If it doesn't align as per your system, you do not enter into a trade. There's no need to try something. There's no need to try something. You already know your system works. You just need to follow that system. You just need to wait for everything checks according to your system and then take the trade. Until then, it's just about waiting. And we've shown this in last 2 weeks. For the first week, we took out 280 points. Last week, we only traded for one. We only took one trade as a winner, and we took the other trade, which was break even. So last week we captured 128 points, and week before that we captured 280 points. So that totals up to 410 points, almost 410 points. Even on one single NQ contract with your funded account, that would be $8,000. $8,000 on one single NQ contract. So all you guys need to do is wait. And when we enter into a trade, we make sure that every single thing aligns as per our system, as per our process of entering into a trade. We wait for the level of interest, we wait for the signal on that level of interest, and we also watch CVD. Once we have all these three things, we have took the money out of market. We have captured 130 points, 150 points, again 128 points. Basically, these are the only three big winners that we have. But at the end of 2 weeks, we have 400 points. We did not lose any single trade. We took 3 to 4 break-even trades, and there was always one thing missing out of when we entered into that break-even trades. There was always one thing missing out. We always tried to enter into a trade, we did, and that is the reason why we did not get the result that we generally get when all the things align with the system. So I know that the system works. I know that I have to be patient. I know that I have to be patient. Even if I know that market is going to tap into this for value gap and most probably going to hold, but it does not have a level of interest, I'm gonna avoid that trade. And something to learn and to keep in mind, as I was explaining, what this multiple highs stacked at one place, that becomes a good drawn liquidity. But this 15-minute candle high, candle high here, 15-minute candle high here, that becomes a good drawn liquidity. So what did price do? It came down, took out some of the low, like this low, it took out this low, and is now moving higher. But even after taking out this low, it did not give us a good entry signal. But this, the price never closed above this, which means this becomes an SMT. And this SMT, what do we get? We got an inverse IFVG and this FVG. So price inversed the order flow here to move up higher, came down to tap into this 1 minute internal pool of liquidity, which is for value gap, tapped into this for value gap and moved higher. So yes, if you wanted to enter on SMT, this would be 140 50 points. But as per our trading system, we do not trade SMTs. SMTs are a little bit risk. CVD was supporting everything, we got everything, but as we do not trade SMTs, we do not enter into this trade. Also keep this thing in mind. This was within the first 15 minutes of the market open. Hence, we would never enter into a trade here. Now what's this? Now I've got liquidity sweep, V-shaped rejection on 1 minute time frame, but I do not have a candle closing above it. I do not have a candle closing above this buy side liquidity on 15-minute time frame. If I don't have that, I'm not going to enter into this trade. So markets are here forever. Markets are here forever. And the day when you have to think about, or the day that you are not getting in trade, today you might not get a single opportunity as per your trading system. Tomorrow you might get multiple opportunities as per your system. So your job is just to wait until everything aligns as per your system. Not to trade every day. You don't have to be expert into the market. You just have to be a consistent person, consistent executioner. Just need to wait there. Everything aligns as per you, as per your system. Enter the trade. Make sure you manage your risk. You do not over leverage your account, because even the greatest signal could fail. This is how market is. If this is how market is, market, there's only one thing certain into the market, which is price is uncertain. In 1 minute it can move 1,000 points, but in the other minute it can only move 10 points, 5 points, maybe 4 points. That's what markets do. They are uncertain, and that's the certain part of it. So As being a day trader, what our job is just to sit here, wait for everything to align into our favor, and then take a trade. Why do we need to rush the process? Why do we need to enter into any trade just because we can see it? Just because we can read it doesn't mean we have to enter into that trade. Once you understand this thing, once you start believing in the things that I'm saying right now, you will understand how peaceful your day trading will become. There will not be chaos in your mind, like you have to do this, you have to do that, or this is going to work, this is going to not work. Because if you start entering randomly and you make money, that is far more dangerous than you entering randomly and not making money. Because it's like giving blood to. It's like how when lion tastes blood, something like that. If you enter randomly, you made money off the market, you will start thinking that, oh, I can enter randomly and still make money off the market. And you will start doing the same thing again and again and again. And before you know, you will start losing whatever you made, because market only reward people who are consistent with their system. And I'm not saying that you won't make money doing random things. I've done those things. Even when I did not know anything, I used to get payouts. I used to get payouts doing the random things. I would just chase I would just chase the momentum and scalp money out of it. But to be honest, scalp to be honest, that doesn't last long. Market changes cycle as we have noticed. Watch this on weekly time frame. Price was just rallying higher, 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 higher. Took a pause, rallied higher, and all of a sudden started trending lower in 1 week. But now, as we can see, it is just consolidating here. It is just consolidating here. So it doesn't take much time. What this? How long market has been in consolidation? How many days did it trend? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably 9 weeks. 9 weeks it was in trend. Other than that, what this? Yes, this looks good, but what this? Weeks, the candles are so small. It was not trending that that big. So this is what you have to understand. Yes, and this time, and this move up, even if you take a random buy, random longs, you would have made money, right? Even you would have entered a blind long here, you would have made money here. But can you do the same thing here? No. Price is in range. It is getting sold off at high and it is getting bottom at low. And now if you made money into that blindly without any knowledge of how price moves, right now you will be expecting the same results again and again, right? And this is where you will start accumulating losses. And you'll say risk management. Even if you trade randomly, and even if you have like great risk management, even if you take $200 loss, but if you're entering randomly, higher chances are that you will accumulate loss which will outweigh your profit. And this thing happens. I've been there, done that thing, and I learned that very late, that waiting for your setup, waiting for everything to align as per your process is the key to consistency. Is the key to consistency. Is the key to become a consistently profitable trader. Wait for your setup, and once you see the setup, you enter. You enter with your risk managed. So that's how trading is. So just give me a moment. Okay, watch with this thing. Still, we did not get any candle closure about this liquidity that we were looking for. Okay, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for another 15 minutes. See if we can get any candle closure about the marked liquidity levels. Until then, it's just about being patient. Just give me a minute. I'll be right back. Okay. Keep in mind today is Monday. On weekly time frame, price is consolidating. 4 hour time frame is pretty confusing. It's not getting continuation from from the parallel gaps. So we have to wait for. We'll have to wait for a good setup on 15-minute time frame. And probably just scalp, not hold till till the end. Now, also with this thing, we got another BPR on 15-minute time frame. Right, yeah. 15-minute fair value gap, and it also turns out to be a BPR, balanced price range. A lot of selling volume came in. It's like almost about 17 and which is 55,000 volume. Sell side volume came in into this range, but price did not come down. To be honest, even if price gives me a good signal here into this BPR, I'm not very I'm not much excited to enter that trade. The simple reason is like it has not taken out much of the liquidity. Like yes, it took out the sequel highs, but it did not close above that, and which means it could go up higher. But looking at the selling volume as well, it feels a little bit off right now. Look at the momentum. Do you think that the price is moving clean? Is it trending right now? So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until I see something which is obvious. I don't want to be risking unnecessarily. Like the best trades are the trades which are so obvious that just works out. Like we got the signal. Like now the signal is pretty good. Look at this, all series of green candles, which is liquidity sweep with speed, V-shape rejection, IFEG. Now this is pretty good signal, but there is no level of interest for us. CVD is also not supporting, so we did not enter into the shots. And as I said, and according to the pre-market analysis, I'm not expecting any continuation. 4 hour is pretty confusing. Once we have bearish for value gap, it was inversed, but it was not inversed with speed. Then we got a 50, and then we got a 4 hour bullish for value gap. It was inversed too. Now that's pretty confusing. Markets have no direction as of right now. Yet again, what's this thing? We got a supporting CBD right now. What this series of red candles, and against which we got series of green candles. Volume buying volume increasing. We got SMT here. We got an SMT here. But as you know, we do not trade SMTs. SMT means right now, even if price goes up higher right now, this becomes a draw on liquidity. As there is no liquidity sweep, I don't want to enter into that trade, because that becomes a draw on liquidity. People entering long here and putting the stop loss below this low or this low, that could become a draw. That could become a draw on liquidity. Hence, I don't like to trade SMTs. Yes, it works, but it fails as well. I'm not going to enter into a trade knowing that the probability of that trade working out is low. We have a small 1 minute bull order block right here, small 1 minute bullish order block right here. As you can see, it is overlapping with this fair value gap. As you can see, it is overlapping with this fair value gap, which means this becomes a strong zone for support. First and obvious target is this 004, which would have been around 30 points, but no need to risk into trades like this. Because the risk on this trade is way too much. 60 points of risk, 30 points of TP. Anybody trading SMT could have taken this trade, but not me. I'm not entering into this trade today. Now that price took out the high first before coming into this BPR, this is going to be an irrelevant zone for me now. Also, 4-hour BPR gave its TP, took out this high at 30,003 or 30,010. I'm gonna take this thing out as well. So when I showed you this, when I was explaining this bullish order block overlapping with bullish fair value gap, just in case if we had a liquidity sweep V-shaped rejection, this would become a good entry point. This would become a good entry point for us. So when I'm explaining this kind of level, like which acts as a good support or resistance, keep in mind that we did not enter just because there was no liquidity sweep. If there was a liquidity sweep, V-shaped recovery out of it, then we would have taken a long position here. Or like if it aligns with level of interest in CBD, of course. Now watch this. Volume made high here. Price is now making high, but as you can see, volume is not making high, which means this move, chances of it failing, we have the chances of it failing. So let's see if we can get a 15-minute candle closure above. If we see 1-minute reversal signal, CBD looks supporting as of right now, but we'll have to wait for the signal now. Okay, we now got a 50-minute candle closure above the buy side liquidity that we are looking for. So now just wait for a good signal. As we can see, there is a 15-minute BPR here that could become a draw, as well as London session low and Asia session low could become a draw on liquidity. Watch the volume. If it goes above this level high, then you may have to wait for a good signal supporting CVD. Right now we have one of our level of interest getting tagged. Now we are waiting for signal for shots. Okay, so let me explain the bullish order block here. Well, according to ICT, the last series of candles like down close candle before structure change, according to ICT, it would be this from body to body or body to low. So according to ICT, it would be this series of red candles from body here, the first body here open and first body low here. This would become a bullish order block. But as far as I have experienced or observed, whenever I see this, like the wick above high body till the high that it made, watch this, extend this. Now if it overlaps with any fair value gap, now watch this, price came down, went up higher, made a higher low, it took out high, which means it changed its structure, and when it came back down to the level where we have a support, where we have order block as well as a fair value gap, so the chances of this fair value gap working or this overlapping zone working is very strong. So what we could have done is entered here somewhere, risking most probably here. First target would be whatever high it made, then whatever drawn liquidity we have, and so on. But as of right now, we did not get this signal on any level of interest, which means this is not a good trade. But yeah, keep this thing in mind. Once we have this order block overlapping with this fair value gap is what we are looking for. For example, this is one of the order block. It is overlapping with this bullish fair value gap, which means the chances of this low getting taken is very low. The chances of this high getting taken out is very high. Same thing happened here. Order block plus fair value gap overlapping each other. Price tapped here, took support and rallied higher. Did you get it? There's no need to like, I would never look into this 30-second I would never look into this 30-second FVG IFVG. But yeah, watch this. On 32nd we got liquidity sweep, V-shaped rejection, then we got a fair value gap, right? We got a fair value gap. But now this is a simple clean entry signal for us: liquidity sweep, V-shaped rejection, and fair value gap. Also, it is overlapping with this small bearish order block right here, small bearish order block right here. So the chances of this fair value gap working is very high, but I'm not taking any trade based on 30-second time frame. I'm not taking any trade based on 30-second time frame. It's okay to miss some trade than to enter into any trade. Now this is if we would have got this signal on 1 minute time frame, we would have taken this signal for shorts all the way till here, risking 22 points just to make about 120 points, where withdrawals on liquidity would be somewhere here, here, and here. So these would be my draws on liquidity. And watch this, once it got tapped, it took out the low. But this is a 30-second trade. I'm not taking that trade. I'll wait for the same kind of signal on 1 minute time frame. If I got that signal on 1 minute time frame, I will look into that trade. Until then, I'm not entering any trade right now. But yeah, if anybody entered shorts here for the risk of 22 points, you were already up 33 points, which is almost 1:1.5. You could get more, you could get 46 points, 100 points, and so on, but I'm not expecting any continuation. Price is pretty confusing as of right now. Okay. Now did you understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. For a better entry would be at 30.024, which would be only 17 points of risk, 17 points of risk for other targets. But as I said, this is a 30-second signal, and I'm not much into this 30-second signals. I'm always looking for signal on 1 minute time frame. Do we have CVD supporting? No, as I said, if volume goes above this high, then I'm not looking to I'm not looking to enter any short trade. Hmm. Yeah, there are higher chances that this zone will hold out and it will take out this low. It will take out this low based on what we saw on 30-second time frame, but we do not take any entries based on 30-second time frame. I'm going to wait for the same kind of signal, same kind of setup on 1 minute time frame. If it holds, it holds. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Our job as a trader is just to enter the trade, take the signal that we see. Once we have the level of interest and supporting CVD, once we have all these three things supporting, we take the trade. Then it depends on market. If it wants to go, if it wants to take a stop loss, it can take a stop loss. If it wants to deliver our TP, it will deliver our TP. But our job is to wait for perfect signals. Like the strength of this signal was pretty good on 30-second time frame, not on 1 minute time frame. So the chances of this low coming here, this low getting taken out is higher. But if but you have to make sure that you manage your risk. As this is a low probability trade. The strength, like the signal on, like the CVD here, was not supporting the signal on 1 minute time frame. Hence, I'm saying that it's not a great signal. So this is what I was afraid of when I was doing pre-market analysis, or when I opened up the stream today. This is what I was afraid of. Price was so confusing. I was not expecting price to trend, which means it might take longer than usual to give our target or take a stop loss, and it might not go all the way till your target because price is not delivering correctly today. See, the reason why I do not enter on 30-second time frame is that it's not a great, not a, does not give the strong signal. If it is trending strong heavily, then it might give you good signals, but on a day like this, especially 30-second time frame will be very bad. It will be generating a lot of signals. It will be generating a lot of signals and will trap a lot of traders, especially with this Monday slow moving market. And you, when we are trying to take trade against the trend with a CVD, like volume on bull side is very strong. What's this thing? Volume same, took out high, but now I do not have any fair value gaps too. I do not have any fair value gaps which can get inverted on 1 minute time frame. Hence, what would have to happen before we can see a price flush going down would be to for price to take down this low with all series of black candles. If there's any green candle in here between before it takes out this low, then yeah, that's the end of the signal. Now we got a green candle in between. Now even if it takes out the low and gives us an entry at order block, I'm not going to take it because I know now that this is not the strong signal that we wait for. Always keep this thing in mind. Whenever you're taking trade, always remember, whenever you're taking trade against the trend by like whenever you're trading reversal trade, like this is a reversal trade. We have session high, Asia session high here, liquidity is here. If you're taking a reversal trade at that session high, you will be fighting against the trend, which means you will need a good strong signal and good chunk of sellers, good amount of sellers to step in for the price to reverse. If not, then there are chances that it might fail. So always reversal trades are risky trades. Yeah, it works out, but then you have to make sure that you are following the trend. On 4 hour time frame, as I said, watch this thing. On 4 hour time frame, even if even if there was a big fall down here, watch this bearish fair value gap right here got taken out. It was slow, but it got taken out, which means the strength and bears, like there was no continuation coming out of this 4 hour fair value gap. Not even a bit, which means it's pretty risky to trade against this uptrend. Yeah, it might be slow, but then we'll have to wait. I'm 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 waiting for this now to either close above this high. So also this is the reason why I was not taking any risk today, where pairs could get thrashed, and that is what is happening. And to be honest, we did not get any signals. We did not get any signal as per our trade setup. The only like but there is no good signal. Like there was an SMT, IFEG plus FPG, but as you know, we do not take any IFEG trade. As we do not take any trade based on SMT. There was another SMT I was calling this out where you could have taken long, but then same thing. We do not trade SMT. Chances of it working out, it works out, but I am not taking those trades. I will wait until we have the level of interest, we have great signal and CVD supporting. Okay. Even if I have to wait for another 2 days, I'll be waiting for that. Look at this price, it is pretty range bound. There's still no great signal that we got in order to take any short trade. We were waiting for short, but we did not get any good signal. And as I've been saying this again and again, we do not take entries based on 30 seconds. It works. At the same thing, everything works. 30-second IFEG works, 15-second IFEG works, EMA works, Bollinger Band work, everything works. But my setup says that I have to wait for a 15-minute candle closure for reversal, which we got, and then we need to wait for 1 minute liquidity sweep, V-shape rejection, IFEG, FEG, breaker block or order block. We did not get that, hence we are not in any trade. So watch, see this thing, three break evens and three winners. We are yet to lose any trade because we are following the process. Once we get all the things that we have, we generally get a good winner. Markets are here forever. Mondays are pretty slow. You get 5 trading days. You just need 2 trading days. You just need 2 good trading days for you to make money, enough money. But once you start doing this consistently over a period of time, what you will learn is that right now, if you are making 500 bucks a week in one account, if you follow this thing consistently for months, and you have 5 accounts, just assuming 5 is bare minimum, you can get, I've seen traders with 60 to 80 accounts as well, like they are trading like each account at the same time simultaneously. So imagine 5 accounts, $500 a day for just 2 days. You make $1,000 a week in one account. 5 times, you multiply that 5 times, that is $5,000 a week, and that is far more than what average people earn in month as well, in months. Okay, so keep this thing in mind. It is not about making money every day. It is about making money when you're sure, when you get everything as per your setup, you're consistent. Once you start doing this thing consistently, your fear will be, your fear will reduce. It will, and you'll start being more confident while selecting your trades. For that, you have to define your model. Like I have my trade set up right there. I had this levels marked. I waited. I had this level marked as well. I did not get any candle closure above that until 10:15. When we got a candle closure above that, we did not get any signal for reversal. So why would I take any short trade? And $5,000 a week is $20,000 a month, which is 6 months salary of an average person. So why rush the process? You just need two good trades a week. You got five trading days. You can easily wait for the day when everything is going good. Like on a day like this, as I was saying, on a day like this, there was a 15-minute BPR, like balance price range right here. We did not get enter into that, but even if I would have got the end, like got the signal there, I would have hardly, like I would have not taken that. The reason is that price is so confusing right now. Watch this, slow momentum, slow momentum. When you get this kind of thing, I generally try to avoid trade. Now I wanted price to get out of this range, which it did, but then it did not get the reversal signal. So whenever you start trading in New York AM session, watch what happened overnight. You will see that will give you indication whether it's good, whether it's going to be a good trading session or not. And we always do a higher time frame analysis, starting from weekly time frame all the way till 1 minute. We'll get a clear idea of what is actually happening in the market. So we still have another 40 minutes. Let's see if we get any good trades here. Okay, with this thing now, we got a liquidity sweep, V-shape rejection, IFPG, CVD is also supporting, but as I as I say, as I always say, when we want to see the signal, we want to see it like this leg here, this whole signal here, this whole signal here. I want to see it somewhere up higher. I want to see it somewhere up higher above this level. I don't want to see it within this leg. I don't want to see that signal within this leg. Do we have any news that can now affect it? Okay. Fed will speak at 3 p.m. Okay, that's way out of one trading session. Tomorrow we have US trade balance, nothing much. Okay, so Wednesday at 2 p.m. we have FOMC meeting minutes. Okay, so this is going to be FOMC meeting minutes week. Okay, generally that week, prior to that week, Tuesdays, like Tuesday, first session might be good, and after that I will be expecting chop until Wednesday. But that those will be just my expectation, not something that I'll be trading. Observations are something else. We do not trade based on observation. We trade based on our setup and systems. And there is no trade right now. Okay, so 90 minutes into the trading session, I don't see any trades here. I don't even see, like, the last 15-minute candles are just ranging. Typically I would wait for 11:30. I would wait till 11:30, but looking at the price movement, I don't feel that there is going to be a good, like, even if there is a great opportunity coming out of here. Looking at the price action, I feel that it's not something we should be trading into today. So I feel that that's it for today. See you guys tomorrow. FMC week, so it's going to be a little choppy. Could be a little choppy, so just trade responsibly. Wait for the perfect setup. Wait until all your check boxes are ticked as per your system. And once you start doing that consistently, you will see the result. At first, you'll see that out of this market by taking entry into any fair value gap, like we had, like as we have seen, we got the signal on 30-second time frame, but it does not align with our setup because we wait for the same kind of signal on 1 minute time frame, right? So we saved about 25 points. So keep this thing in mind. Wait, even the best setup can fail, but what you should be doing looking for is not money. You should be looking for how to make how to follow your setup consistently. Once you once you have that setup consistently, once you start following that setup consistently, you will see that you will get results. And I've displayed this since last 2 weeks, so it is possible. I've been there. And yeah, that can be overcome. You can get ahead of this. Know that system correctly, know your process correctly. If you know what you're looking for, it becomes way much easier. And yes, sometimes you might feel that you missed an opportunity, you could have made a lot of money, but that's just part of the game. It's just part of the game. It won't, like, market is here forever. It is going to make, it is going to give you great signals. You just need to wait for that signals. 2 trades a week is also good enough. Now, as you can see, we just took 3 trades in last 2 weeks. 3 trades in last 2 weeks, and we're still up 400 points. And as I said, on one NQ, that's $8,000, which is in 2 weeks. If you can make $8,000, that's you are far ahead from average person, and that is just one NQ and one account. Imagine doing that in 5 accounts. That would be $40,000 in 2 weeks. So if you think that trading less, if you think that more trading is going to make you more money, more trades means more risk. More risk is higher chances of you losing. Okay, so wait for all the setup. Lesser trade can also make you great amount of money. You just need to be patient. You just need to be disciplined. And being disciplined is not that difficult. Once you know what you're looking for, what exactly you're looking for, it becomes easy. It becomes easy. Okay, that's it for today, guys. I don't see price moving that good. As I said this earlier in the morning, I do not see any continuations happening, and that became true. Watch this. Price has been ranging here since last 1 hour. This is the fourth 15-minute candle, which is right here, which is just consolidating. Hence, trading into this price action is just risky. It's just offering market your money. Okay, so see you guys tomorrow with great analysis. I'll break down the price. I'll break down what is actually happening in the market. What are the levels? What are the drawn liquidities that could be taken out? And and hopefully, if market gives us great opportunity, we'll take it and make money. Okay, so your goal as a newbie trader is going to be how to become a consistent trader. Once you become a consistent trader, then you become consistently profitable trader. If you do random things, then you will either become a loser. Majority of the chances you're going to become a loser if you are going to take random trades. And it is not me that is saying this. The statistics says that 90% of the 90 to 95% of trader loses just because they are doing random stuff. There are people doing there are people following the system and still are not into that 5%, that 5 to 10% of profitable traders area. So you have to understand you're competing. There's no reason to well, a lot of people say you're competing with a lot of good traders out there, a lot of experienced traders out there, but it's not about you competing with others. It's about you competing with yourself. How disciplined you can be. And the way I say it's not even about the way I say it's not even about competing with somebody. It's just about waiting patiently. If you want to become a professional day trader, if you want to make consistent money out of the market, uh, you need to be consistent in execution. You need to be consistent in uh, your your mindset. How you see the market, how you take decisions while market is here. But everything comes like you have to step into the market to know what works for you. For me, ICD methods work for me. I did try taking trades with EMAs. I did try taking trades with MACD, supply and demand, support and resistance, trend lines, and everything. But for me, I like being technical, and ICD is pretty technical. So once you know what suits, which method suits you, are you able to hold trades for a longer period of time, then you might be it might be good for you to take EMAs as your trading method. If you know that you want to if you want you know that you want to be precise, you need to know your entry and stop loss and TP, then ICD is good for you. MACD, Bollinger Bands, every every indicator, every tool has certain characteristic. Fibonacci is also precise. If you take an entry at 50% retracement, then you know the target is going to be a swing high or swing low. But you need to be consistent with using one thing. Could be ICT, it could be Fibonacci, EMA, super trend, whatever. Once you understand your tools or your system correctly, then you come to understand that it's not going to work every single day. It's not going to work every single day. Days like this when there is job session, or weeks like this when you have FMC meeting minutes, price is expected to chop. So on weeks like this, it might fail, and then you don't want to change it, the way you trade You don't want to change your system because it did not work out in this week. It might give you good results next week. It's all about sticking to one system, knowing your system, knowing when it works great, knowing when it might not work great, which session it works great, is the key to success. So just just stick to your system. Just stick to your system. Just be patient. Once just stick to your system and risk management. On a day like this, if you lose, don't try to recover it. Don't go into that recovery mode. That just worsen your position. We are not getting any continuation. There are higher chances that you lose that other trade too, recovery trade too. Days like this is when you avoid trading. Good days, you can make a lot of money. So just be patient. Once you start following your system correctly, once you start following your setups correctly, your processes correctly, you will start taking better decisions. And once you start taking better decisions, you will see consistent results. It could be profit, it could be loss, but even if you're losing, you can tweak your system as per to make it profitable. Once you have that settings optimized as per your mindset, and you start getting profits out of it, you will see that over the period of time that will accumulate. Okay, so that's it for me today, guys. See you guys tomorrow with great analysis. Please do like and subscribe if you like the way I break down the price, and have a great day ahead. Trade responsibly. Thank you for watching.